Imagine a universe filled with bizarre, mysterious, and fantastic stories. A world filled with horrible creatures, one of the best compilation of stories that you might have ever read in your life. A universe of lore so vast that it'll take you months to go through all of the stories. And all of that came to existence through the fertile minds of countless individuals on internet, adding to the depth of this bizarre adventure of creative writing. Hello friends, this is Devilborn. In this episode of Bizarre Internet, I'll take you through one of the best things to come out of 4chan and the internet as whole. In this video, I'll be talking about SCP Foundation. Secure, contain, protect. These are the tenets of SCP Foundation. SCP Foundation is a fictitious organization that works to protect humanity from the dangers of anomalies in the world. As its motto is secure, contain, protect, it tries to contain dangerous creatures or anomalistic objects that may cause harm to humanity. SCP itself stands for Special Containment Procedures. I'll expand on that later in this video. SCP Foundation contains horrible creatures that kill or mutilate humans, primordial viruses that can turn living things into animate blobs of flesh, to gods that can erase the whole existence. There are currently 5,000 active SCP entries listed in SCP Foundation website, and another 1,000 entries available for new SCPs. But before that, let's go to the beginning. SCP-173. On 22nd of June 2007, this was posted to the Paranormal Board in 4chan by a user named SS Walrus. The content of the post was interestingly disturbing, but it was a formatting of the post that intrigued the people most. It appeared like some classified files stored in some secret organization about a mysterious creature. It started with item number followed by special containment procedures and then the description of SCP. I'll read the full SCP-173 at the end of this video. The post quickly attracted curiosity among the users of 4chan board and they started writing their own SCPs. Thus, slowly and steadily, the lore grew with each entry from independent authors. Within 6 months of first SCP post, a standalone wiki was created to secure, contain, and protect the SCP articles. The new entries followed the format and structure of the original SCP-173 post. But the wiki hosting service they used to archive SCPs did not have moderators or the ability to delete articles. Also, the website lacked the forum for discussions. Thus, in July 2008, the SCP Foundation series was moved to its current location. Although at first it was open season for SCP content creation, but the new wiki staff quickly organized its content and enforced proper disciplinary measures to quality control the content on the website. Every SCP entry goes through rigorous critique by fellow authors and readers. Only those with substance survive the process and get their place among the highly vetted entries. SCP Foundation also holds creative writing contests routinely to provide authors to add their entries into the mix. If you are an aspiring writer, I suggest you to try this and improve on your writing. That was about SCP Foundation, but now I will talk about the content nature of SCPs and the SCP universe itself. It is true that SCP universe contains creatures of horror and supernatural origins, but beneath the anomalistic and paranormal, you will also find SCP entries that are much more than horror or gore. Some of the entries have profound stories about human psychology, dystopian worlds, abusive relationships, human curiosity, and much more. The best thing about SCP universe is the no adherence to canon. Although the SCP Foundation is very clear on how to write your entries, that they even provide tips for that on the website, but these are just guidelines to help you write better content. You are not stopped from submitting an entry with totally different style. And coming back to canon, as SCP universe has alternate realities, time travel, reality bending, and other anomalistic and scientific phenomenon, you don't have to read all of the other SCP entries to write yours. This allows some very creative entries to be added to the list. I will not go through full SCP entries in this video because it will make it too long, but I will talk about some of the SCP creatures anomalies just to give you the taste of wide variety of things SCP universe covers. Before I do that, I just need to tell you one thing. SCP entries are not about narrative or forming a script with arcs or even beginning or climax. SCP entries are more of a window into unknown universe that lets us peep for a short while into the existence of bizarre phenomenon. I know this may lead to butchering of actual context of SCP, but here we go. I'll start by explaining the hierarchy of SCP Foundation and SCP object classes. As I said, all of these entries are from the perspective of members of SCP Foundation and look like research files and logs. So it makes sense to start by providing information on personnel, structure, and classes of SCP first before talking about the actual SCPs to provide better understanding. I'll try to briefly explain it and only go through the essentials. Starting from the lowest level, we have D-class personnel. These are expendable and are used to handle extremely hazardous anomalies. They just send these guys in to die most of the time. In layman terms, these humans are guinea pigs of SCP Foundation. They find these D-class from prison inmates, preferably convicts on death row, but there are exceptions like Protocol 12 where in times of duress they even put political prisoners or refugees into D-class category. Then we have site staff. This includes containment specialists who respond to confirmed cases of anomalous activity to contain it or transfer them to nearest Foundation containment site. Then we have researchers who are the scientific branch of the Foundation. These guys are scientists who research on the nature of anomalies and how to contain them efficiently apart from other things. Lastly, we have security officers. These guys are like security guards tasked with duty to make sure things that are contained at site stay contained and stop unauthorized access to the site. That ends site staff. Then we have field personnel, where we have field agents who are the eyes and ears of the Foundation. They are investigators, sometimes working undercover for local law enforcement or emergency medical response services, trained in investigating anomalous activity. They are the ones that normally call for containment specialists if they uncover anomalies. Then we have MTF. These are mobile task force operatives who are mobilized to deal with threats of specific nature and can include anything from field researchers specializing in a particular type of anomaly to heavily armed combat units tasked to secure certain type of hostile anomalous entity. Last but not the least, we have administration. That includes site director, who are the highest ranking personnel at any Foundation site responsible for the continued safe operation of the site and all of its contained anomalies and projects. And then we have O5 council member, the highest ranking official of SCP Foundation. This consists of members that have access to all confidential information in SCP Foundation, and they oversee all Foundation operations worldwide. Even their identities are classified and are only referred to by their numeric designations that go from 051 to 0513. That concludes the hierarchy of SCP Foundation. Now let's move to object classes. According to SCP Foundation, the primary classes are safe. Safe class SCPs are anomalies that are easily and safely contained. But classifying an SCP as safe, however, does not mean that handling or activating it does not pose a threat. Euclid class SCPs are anomalies that require more resources to contain completely or where containment isn't always reliable. Usually this is because the SCP is insufficiently understood or inherently unpredictable. Keter. Now this is where things get interesting. Scatter class SCPs are anomalies that are exceedingly difficult to contain consistently or reliably, with containment procedures often being extensive and complex. The Foundation often can't contain these SCPs well due to not having a solid understanding of the anomaly or lacking the technology to properly contain or counter it. Scatter SCP does not mean the SCP is dangerous, just that it is simply very difficult or costly to contain. Thaumiel. Thaumiel class SCPs are anomalies that Foundation specifically uses to contain other SCPs. Even the mere existence of Thaumiel class objects is classified at the highest level of the Foundation, and their location, function, and current status are known to few Foundation personnel outside the O5 Council. Neutralized. These are anomalies that are no longer anomalous either through having been intentionally or accidentally destroyed or disabled. I am gonna briefly talk about the locked box test that can be used to determine the object class of an SCP. It goes like this. If you lock it in a box, leave it alone, and nothing bad will happen, then it's probably safe. If you lock it in a box, leave it alone, and you're not entirely sure what will happen, then it's probably Euclid. If you lock it in a box, leave it alone, and it easily escapes, then it's probably Keter. If it's the box, then it's probably Thaumiel. And before I talk about some of the SCP, I would like to mention that object class is not based on danger, it is based on difficulty of containment. With that, let's move on to some of the SCPs I'll briefly talk about so that you may get a glimpse of different type of anomalies or SCPs. I'll start with SCP-173. SCP that started it all. Item number SCP-173. Special Containment Procedures. Item SCP-173 is to be kept in locked container at all times. When personnel must enter SCP-173's container, no fewer than 3 may enter at any time, and the door is to be relocked behind them. At all times, 2 persons must be looking at SCP-173 until all personnel have vacated and relocked the container. Description: moved to Site 19, 1993. Little is known about the item number SCP-173's origin. It is constructed from concrete and rebar and was once painted with Krylon brand spray paint. SCP-173 is animate and malevolent. If given the chance, it will kill anyone within its line of sight. Its weakness, however, is that it does not move while being watched. Despite this paralysis, it is highly dangerous, able to cover at least 2 meters in literal blink of an eye. It typically kills by either snapping the victim's neck from behind or grabbing the victim's throat and strangling him. Whatever animates SCP-173 does not give it much force with which to break things. As seen above, a large room with unbarred windows is fully capable of containing it. Its grip, however, is unbreakable, as when it is not moving, the statue is hard and strong as concrete. While left alone in its room, one can hear a stone-on-stone scraping from within. That is believed to be sound of SCP-173 moving about. The reddish-brown substance on the floor is a combination of feces and blood. We don't know nor wish to find out where it comes from and how it arrives, but SCP-173's container will slowly fill with this substance. In order to ensure that bacteria growth within does not begin to damage the building it is contained in, and to maintain some level of sanitation, the enclosure must be cleaned on bi-weekly basis. That was the original SCP-173 post. There has been addition to the lore of SCP-173 after that and modification to the original article, but this will be the only SCP entry that I will read fully. I will try to provide brief introduction to other SCPs but not the whole entry to keep this video from getting too long. SCP-2521. It is a Keter class SCP, so you know it's very difficult to contain. It is a 7 feet tall sentient humanoid creature. It will only appear if information about it is spoken, written, or saved. It has ability to phase through any surface in its way and thus can't be contained. The ends of SCP-2521 arms are sticky tendrils that wrap around the source of information that caused it to manifest. Then it disappears, taking the source of information with it. So, this creature is normally dormant and will not do anything, but if you write about it on paper or computer, it will manifest there out of the blue and grab the paper or computer on which information was stored and disappear with it. Foundation did an experiment where they made a D-class talk about the creature and it appeared and grabbed the D-class and faded away. That D-class was never seen again. Next is SCP-87, the stairwell. It is object class Euclid. As the name suggests, it is a stairwell in a classified university campus. Its anomalistic nature is of space-time distortion, which means in this case the stairwell descends down for more than 150 flights, which is structurally impossible as per the campus building. Not just that, the whole stairwell is dark and without any light source, and any light source above 75 watts is ineffective as SCP-87 absorbs the excess light. SCP Foundation sent in 3 D-class down there one by one for exploratory missions. They reported hearing a child crying for help approximately 200 meters below them. That's around 60 stories tall. But even after descending 80 flights of stairs, the child's pleading stayed the same distance below the observer, and an entity dubbed SCP-87-1, which appears as a face with no visible pupils, nostrils, or mouth, will be encountered in the stairwell. SCP Foundation had sealed this stairwell with exterior looking like a locked janitor closet that matches the building aesthetics. SCP-1048 Build-A-Bear. SCP-1048 is a small teddy bear that upon testing its composition revealed no unusual qualities that make it discernible from a non-sapient teddy bear. It can move on its own and shows affection to humans by hugging their legs apart from other things. The more anomalous behavior of SCP-1048 was not observed until approximately 7 months after it was originally secured. One of its abilities is to create crude copies of itself through various materials. These copies exhibit extreme violence towards humans. One of its copy, SCP-1048-A, was discovered wandering Site-24, accompanied by it SCP-1048. Although it resembled the shape and size of 1048, this copy was entirely made out of human ears. As the security team approached to contain SCP-1048-A, it emitted a high-pitched shriek that inflicted intense pain in the eyes and ears of everyone in the 10-meter radius. Ear-like growths immediately began growing on those within 5 meters of the subject, covering their bodies in less than 20 seconds. Every person afflicted with this symptom died within 3 minutes, including the entire security team. Autopsies revealed the cause of death to be asphyxiation caused by an abundance of the ear-like growths manifesting in the mouths and trachea of all victims. SCP-106, the Old Man. This is another Keter-class SCP which is highly dangerous and hard to contain. SCP-106 appears to be an elderly humanoid with a general appearance of advanced decomposition. This appearance may vary, but the rotting quality is observed in all forms. SCP-106 is not exceptionally agile and will remain motionless for days at a time, waiting for its prey. SCP-106 is also capable of scaling any vertical surface and can remain suspended upside down indefinitely. When attacking, SCP-106 will attempt to incapacitate prey by damaging major organs, muscle groups, or tendons, then pull disabled prey into its pocket dimension. SCP-106 appears to prefer human prey items in the 10 to 25 years of age bracket. SCP-106 causes a corrosion effect in all solid matter it touches, engaging a physical breakdown in materials several seconds after contact. This is observed as rusting, rotting, and cracking of materials, and the creation of a black, mucus-like substance similar to material coating SCP-106. This effect is particularly detrimental to living tissues and is assumed to be a pre-digestion action. Corrosion continues for 6 hours after contact, after which the effect appears to burn out. SCP-106 is capable of passing through solid matter, leaving behind a large patch of its corrosive mucus. SCP-106 is able to vanish inside solid matter, entering what is assumed to be a form of pocket dimension. SCP-106 is then able to exit this dimension from any point connected to the initial entry point. Examples: entering the inner wall of a room and exiting the outer wall, entering a wall and exiting from ceiling. It is unknown if this is the point of origin for SCP-106 or simply layer created by it. There are many more SCPs like this. One of my favorite SCP is SCP-3000, Anant Shesha. It is a Tamil class SCP. It is a 600-kilometer long eel-like creature that lies dormant in the depths of Bay of Bengal. It is a cognitohazard, which means it affects perception and cognition. I like this SCP because of the way it makes you think about happiness and doubt your own memories. I did not talk about this because I don't want to ruin it for you guys. I highly recommend that you read it for yourself. I'll provide all the links in the description. Anyway guys, that's it for this video. I hope you like it. Please subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment if you have any suggestion. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.